Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing another deck profile. This time it's going to be a commander one, and we're going to be doing probably my most expensive commander deck. I poured a lot of time into this one. It actually started out as a pre-con and then evolved over time. I'll get into that more when we get into the nitty-gritty of the deck itself. But before we get into that, I want you guys to go down there and hit that red subscribe button. All the support helps. Hit that bell notification button to know when my videos go live as well. And like the video if you liked it. I've been putting a lot more time into trying to figure out what I want to do with the channel going forward. Because obviously I only have so many decks I can do profiles on and stuff like that. And I don't want to burn myself out playing Arena and Match Duel all the time, so I've got some stuff in the works I'm working on. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Also, streaming is going to be starting up this Saturday. Haven't picked a time on Saturday, probably around like 2 or 3-ish, 3 p.m., something like that. But I'm planning on making it a regular thing on Saturdays. Sometimes it might be a little bit later due to my day job and stuff like that, because sometimes I work on Saturdays. But I plan on doing things from Arena streams to Match Duel streams to maybe even just playing a one-off game or whatever. But I'll be streaming both on Twitch and YouTube. Both will be, well, obviously, if you're watching the video on my YouTube. But my Twitter, I'll put out a notification for the stream itself, and it'll be later uploaded as a VOD. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Alright, guys, so this is my Urza Lord High Artificer commander deck. So, funnily enough, this deck started out as a pre-con. It started out as the Saheeli Planeswalker deck that came out a few years ago. And, like, I pulled this guy, slowly upgraded the Saheeli deck. It was blue-red for a long time. But then it just wasn't, like, performing the way I wanted it to. And this is just kind of a good stuff blue commander for artifacts and stuff. He's essentially just tutors his own shit. So, I just thought it just made sense to upgrade to him. So to start, we'll go through the creatures, like creatures, artifacts, enchantments, instant sorceries, planeswalkers, lands, like always. Also, we have our tokens for the deck: construct, Thopter, and if I can get it to slide over enough, my servo token. I've got a whole box of tokens, but those are the 3 that I use for this deck. I've upgraded a few times the past couple weeks, so I could use more tokens. Not entirely sure. Haven't really looked into it. But to start, we'll start with the creatures. We've got the Inkwell Leviathan. The deck makes so much colorless mana. He is an artifact creature. That, like, having something this big doesn't really mess with the deck too much. This is the next thing to get cut, though, creature-wise. We have a Vidalcan Humiliator. This is just, like artifact synergy, stuff like that. We have the Ethereum Sculptor to make artifacts cost less. Consecrated Sphinx for card draw. We have a Psymaster Thopterus, because he creates our Thopters. We have a Phyrexian Metalmorph for copying some big guys other people are playing. We have Padim, Console of Innovation, makes it so artifacts are harder to get rid of. And then we have a Void Winnower. This one, people probably aren't happy about. People don't like cards that limit how you play the game. But, you know, I enjoy it. Let me just grab all these artifacts. There's 95% of the deck is artifacts. So, like, look at this chunk. These are all artifacts. So we'll start with the artifact creatures, other artifact creatures. So we have something new from the new Bro set, the Brothers War. It is Hulking Metamorph. He's basically Phyrexian Metamorph, but you can cast him for 4 for a 3/3. But you could also cast him for 9 for the 7/7. All depends on how you want to play it. We have a Joyra's Familiar to make our historic spells cost 1 less. That is artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. We have a Thopter Assembly for more Thopter generation. I kind of focus more on creature creation with this deck because, like, obviously I could make it a stack easily. There are some stacks effects in here that I do kind of lean into, but like the main goal of this deck was I didn't want to build like the typical um artifact deck that just kind of plays infinitely into stopping everybody else from playing type of thing, just like a quick win. Didn't want that. Next we have Soul of New Phyrexia. We have a duplicant, he's also removal. He exiles. Wait, no. Exile target not. Yeah, he exiles a creature. We have Chief of the Foundry to make our artifact creature stronger. We have a Traxos, Scourge of Krug. I got this in 2018 from a pre-release for the last Dominaria set that came out. He's kind of fun. He's just in there for another body though. We have a Steel Hellkite, and then for the normal artifacts, we're just gonna stack cards as we go. So my playmat. Also, do you like my playmat? Got it from ManaMoon on Twitter. They have a shop. This one is sold out because I bought it in June, I think June or July last year, or this year, not last year. And it basically was sold out then. But I've got another thing coming in to show you from their shop. But yeah, I'll link them in the description if you want to check out some of their stuff. For our artifacts, we have a Mishra's Bauble. We have an Unwinding Clock. I actually just recently upgraded my Unwinding Clock. I still have the old one, but the original one was from the Saheeli deck. This one's from the new Brothers War set. We have an Everflowing Chalice. We have a Lightning Greaves. We have a Nevinral's Disc. Here's one of the things you stacks wise that you might notice. We have a Mox Amber. We have a Karn Silex. We have a Mox Opal. We have a Horizon Stone to, stack mana. We have a Vexing Puzzle Box. We have a Vidalcan Orrery. We have a Blinkmoth Urn. We have a Sapphire Medallion. A Prototype Portal. We have a Felwar Stone. A Thran Dynamo. A Planar Bridge. A Gilded Lotus. A Sensei's Divining Top. A Darksteel Forge. A Commander Sphere. A Darksteel Ingot. A Venser's Journal. The Classic Soul Ring. We have a Mirrorworks. A Chromatic Lantern. I don't know why this one's still in here. I need to take that one out. We'll save that one for last. We have a Sculpting Steel. Way to just copy artifacts and stuff. We have a Semblance Anvil. And then we have Mycosynthellatus. This is the other stacks card. So this combined with Darksteel Forge, combined with Nevinral's Disc, which, hold on. Where is it? Nevinral's Disc. It just basically stops anybody from playing. You just destroy all this shit. It's something I kind of battle with every day about keeping in the deck, but it persists nonetheless because sometimes my friend group is assholes. So I like to have an upper hand in some ways. So next is the enchantments. We have a Thopter Sky Network for that generation. We have a Future Sight. We have a Confiscate. We have a Reality Shift. We have Patient Rebuilding. We have Spell Pierce. We have Aetherize. We have the classic Cyclonic Rift. This is another thing that I've battled with taking out of the deck. But until my friend group agrees that we don't play Cyclonic Rift, it stays in the deck. Oh, wait. Well, let me separate the enchantments. I forgot what we were doing. So those are the instants. We have a Force of Negation. We have a Brainstorm. That's a classic art, too. We have a counterspell. We have Saw It Coming. Blue Sun Zenith. Wrong Turn. We have a Ghostly Flicker. And then we'll get into the sorceries. Second. We have a Reverse Engineer for the draw. We have a Tidings for the draw. We have an Echo Storm because we're rolling in instants and sorcerers. We have a Fabricate to search for an artifact. We have a Sahili's Artistry. And then we'll get into our Planeswalker pile. We have Tezzeret the Seeker. We have a Jace Memory Adept. A Jace Architect of Thought. A Jace Wielder of Mysteries. A Jace Unraveler of Secrets. And a Karn Scion of Urza. All of these are to help with card draw, searching for stuff that we need out of the deck, mainly. And then we'll get into the lands. The lands are a little bit different than normal. There's actually quite a bit of utility lands in this deck. So to start, we have the Reliquary Tower. And we have a Forge of Heroes. We have a Foundry of the Consuls. We have a Darksteel Citadel. We have a Buried Ruin. We have a Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. We have an Inventor's Fair. We have Urza's Saga. And then we have Urza's Mine, Power Plant, and Tower. We have an Urza's Factory. We have Karn's Bastion. And then we have a Command Tower, a Spire of Industry, and a Seat of the Synod. Those are basically all of our utility lands. And then we have all them full art islands. The best best lands you can put in a deck are full arts, man. Definitely my favorite type of land. And I'm so happy that they continue to print them in every set now. It makes it so you're not, spending $5-6 on a full art land from a Zendikar set or whatever. But yeah, that's the deck. We'll go into my closing arguments, right? So guys, that is the Urza Lord High Artificer commander deck that I built. Probably my oldest deck besides something maybe like Carador and Earl. And the 5-color dragon deck. I haven't showed you Earl yet, but the 5-color dragon deck was actually the first pre-con that I bought and built around, funnily enough, and was able to win against a STAX player with it. It was actually really good. And obviously you saw how it's progressed from a pre-con to what it is now, based on the last deck profile I did. But like I said at the beginning of the video, this deck actually started out as a Saheeli Planeswalker deck. It was blue-red. It was actually, funnily enough, more expensive when it was blue-red versus what it is now. At one point, the deck clocked in at somewhere around $1,500-$1,600. Given a majority of that price was a volcanic island from the Unlimited set or whatever, the reprint set that came out in what was it, 2009, something like that, the one that printed all the dual lands and stuff like that, all the alpha beta cards essentially, or a good majority of them, as unlimited in non-tournament play. But that I did buy that, got it for a steal. It was I think it was probably light play, and it was I want to say I got it for $250, something like that. Light play $250 at the time, which isn't bad. Resold it actually at light play for $450, something like that. Somebody bought it for $450, so I kind of turned it around. But I had stuff like Foil Gamble in there, a bunch of money cards that made it more expensive. I think the deck now clocks in around like $500-$600, something like that, in that ballpark. I actually have a app that I use to keep track of that stuff. It's called Collector. If anybody's interested, it basically has like an entire like collection of every single card from Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, shit like that, Pokemon. You can keep track of it, create a portfolio. But the Urza artifact stack, which it's not up to date because I did add some cards and take some cards out, is actually currently, yeah, 572 is what it's at right now. So it's dropped quite a bit. You know, minus one card makes it fucking 1,000, minus another $500 worth of cards. Plus a lot of cards have gone reprints, so they've dropped in price. Stuff like Everlasting Chalice got a huge drop in price. Mox Amber hasn't seen it yet, but with the most recent reprint, kind of, it saw a little bit. But yeah, that's the deck. I've got like 5 or 6 more decks I can do before like I have to start building more stuff, but I haven't decided whether we're doing that yet. Like I said, streaming is coming back on this Saturday, which is today the 13th, so like the 17th, I think it is. So 17th at like 3 p.m. EST is when I'll be streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. So obviously the Twitch is always linked in the description. I'm gonna link ManaMoon stuff in the description, Twitter and shop, in case you guys want to see some of their amazing art that they do. The turnaround time is a little bit long, but they try to get all the orders in, and it takes a while to fulfill those types of things, especially a small store like theirs. But yeah, without further ado, guys, that's all I got. Peace.